Hello, Jernine Russell back again with Purpose Personified. I'm glad to be here in my place. Looks a bit different, doesn't it? You know, these guys that I love so much, Myriad Studios, are just growing and evolving. And so hence we've got a new look for our set today. I am happy to be back, happy to bring you another episode and just really grateful, always reflective. I've been really reflective because we've had 5 years of doing this podcast. And if I think about my first episode when I literally held my phone the whole time during just being at home, and I looked at the video the other day and I just was like, oh my goodness, look at this. So yeah, really grateful for 5 years, and who knows where we're going to end up being. But yes, we are back with another episode. And do you know what? The way that God places people and aligns me with people is like really quite interesting, funny, crazy, whatever we want to call it. But I attended an event, a few events actually, for International Women's Day in March, and met lots of different amazing, exceptional women actually. And they're my favourite. I do love a conversation with another woman actually, because I don't know, it just helps me to keep growing, and it allows me to just kind of have conversations that end up resonating, and it might just help me with my motherhood journey, or just like there's similarities obviously with speaking to other women. So we had a conversation at an event we went to in the House of Mobo, and oh my goodness, I just felt so enlightened that day. But my guest is one of the people that I met, and I just kind of put it out there like, come on, just do this. Like it was very spontaneous. So I'm really grateful that she said yes. And if you would just introduce yourself, please.
I'm laughing because I'm like, I think maybe going to that event, and I think it was Angie that said, just say yes, you'll figure it out after.
Yes, she did.
She did. And I was thinking, I'm not used to being the person that's in the seat being interviewed. But I thought I'm going to say yes. And I think for me, it was the alignment with you. I think after I made the statement to the crowd and then you came up and you spoke to me, I was like, no, I feel something here. And like we both turned up in blue today.
So that,
and we both arrived at the same time.
That, I just think, when I saw the colour that you was wearing, I was like, oh my God, of all the shades of blue, it's just, yeah. So it's definitely, we're kind of, you know, in tune with each other, definitely.
Although I didn't answer your question. Hi, my name is Paige Fowora. I'm a qualified social worker. I'm a therapist. I'm a children's guardian. And I've also now just started a radio show called Hear Us Out.
Brilliant. That is lots of different hats.
Many different hats, but they all have the same theme.
What's the theme?
The theme is advocacy and supporting people.
I love that. And you left out the most important one of all of those hats.
A mother?
Yes. Because to me, that is the most impactful, life-changing. It's the thing that kind of defines you, the thing that pushes you to all sorts of limits. And literally the conversations I've had about children and teenagers over the last couple of weeks, oh my goodness. And being a mum of teenagers, we're not there yet, but
oh no, I'm there
soon. Preteen.
No, that's the one I told you about.
Oh, so you have got. Oh,
I have an adult.
Okay. So
no, he's an adult.
You're new. Okay, so you're gonna school me then.
The teen phases were horrid for me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know where to begin.
Well,
but he's through the other side. He's absolutely amazing. And I think when I speak to him now about how it was in the past, and I think I have to say as well, reflecting on my journey as a mother to him and also to his sister, they both have a different mother.
Yes, definitely.
Which was a big thing. And I think I gave him enough skills that kind of set him on his way. You've got two choices. You can be great or you can not be so great, but you'll still learn from one and the other, and you'll still get back onto the path that you may be on.
My gosh, I have got goose pimples all over my body because I'm just like, that is so really true. And I'm hoping that this is going to help the women that I spoke to this week.
I think boys are, I don't want to generalize all boys, but my son being a young black boy, I found it very difficult in terms of being a single parent and his dad not really being in the picture and then working full time, studying. So I had him quite young. So it's one of those things where we grew together. You know, when we sit down and I have those conversations, sometimes you've schooled me on things. And I guess even now as an adult, when he kind of reflects on some things, I'm like, wow, like, did I say that? Did I do that? And then sometimes I think about his journey in terms of when I talk about things that he's been through, I'm kind of like, I remember I wasn't at home. Like I was working. And being in social work, it was where I was concentrating on other families. I wasn't concentrating on mine. So as much as I say that it was him, I was also part of that. And how do you, as a single parent, be there as much as you can whilst still trying to have a household and make sure that your children are okay, that you've got an income that manages to pay the bills and still have a disposable income for holidays and so forth. So it was all of those things for me.
Do you know what? I hear so much accountability. And I think, you know, it's so important as parents that we can like put our hands up and say, you know what? I don't have all the answers. I don't always do the right thing, but I'm willing to look at myself and kind of make the changes that I need. Like I say it to my kids all the time. I've never done this before. I was just Jernine, just trying to live life. And now I'm a parent of 3 people. That's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
It's huge. And I'm trying to look after myself, but I don't always get it right. And I'm very, very quick to put my hand up to say, you know what, I apologize. You know, this is not how I should have behaved, or maybe, you know, on reflection that I could have done this differently. That's the kind of parent that I want to be. Because I think I come from we come from parents that I don't know about yours, but they weren't great at, definitely didn't apologize.
I wasn't raised with either of my parents.
Okay.
And even I don't get an apology. So to be fair, or maybe, no, that's not a fair statement. I get somewhat of an apology.
Okay.
But maybe it doesn't look like what I want.
Yes.
Or what I need.
Yes.
And it's knowing that you have to be okay with that.
Yes.
Not, well, when I say okay, I'm trying to think of, maybe I need to backtrack on that a little bit. I think it's knowing that that's all you can give me. And that's the part I need to be okay with, but I'm still pissed with the other.
Yep. And it makes me think of, there's an author that I love, Gary Chapman. And I always talk about his book, The 5 Love Languages, and how that really impacted, you know, my relationships. But he also wrote a book about the 5 apologies.
Oh, I've not read that one.
Yes. And so there's different apology.
Okay.
5 different apologies. Don't quote me because I cannot remember all of them. Not like the love languages. I know that kind of in and out. But it's maybe a reference point. And it's like some people just need to hear the word sorry. Whereas others need a demonstrative kind of, you know, sorry is like, I think of it like in the Bible, like repentance. When you say sorry, but you change and you go away from that behavior again. Like you don't do that kind of thing again. So some people need that. I need to see a change in your whole kind of attitude and, you know, that you're never going to do that again. And yeah, I can't remember the others, but I will put the information of the book on there. And it's just really interesting. And it's interesting to know what your style is in terms of how would you kind of like to
I'm thinking,
be
I don't know what the
apologised?
other 3 is, but I'm thinking I
Yeah.
want all of them. So I want the I am sorry.
Yeah.
I want the changed behavior. I want the I accept your apology when I feel like you've done enough. And I guess what that enough looks like in terms of how much changed behavior I see and how much accountability that I hear and feel from you.
Yes. No, I really love that. And I think I'm really big on self-awareness and accountability. And when somebody hasn't, or they're just saying sorry because that's what you should do, then I've got, we're not gonna see eye to eye on that.
Agreed.
So we've delved in. We haven't even asked the questions, but I love that you've kind of introduced yourself and you've shared a lot about yourself already. And I think this space is always about growing, learning, helping each other. That's what my kind of purpose is about. Yeah. And I do it in lots of ways, I guess. Writing books and using my experiences. And I think, what's the point of me going through stuff if I'm not going to use that to help somebody else? I always give the analogy of like, we're both in our lovely electric blue today and somebody comes and says, oh, I like your top. Yeah. And they say, oh, where did you get it from? And then I say, oh, I don't want to tell you. And I think, but the top is available for everybody and it looks different on everybody as well. So why not share? Yeah. Why, if you like it, I'm going to tell you where it's from. So that's how I think about information, experiences. Motherhood has been a big part of that. That was the kind of title of or the subject area of my first book. And then the second one has been about marriage. So trying to help people in that journey because both of them are treacherous.
Well, I'm hoping marriage finds me. The treacherous parts and all.
Yes. And I just say the treacherous. Well, listen, if we think about relationships, they're not a linear thing.
No, they're not.
And I'm saying that and I'm joking when I say that because obviously there's lots of joy, there's lots of happiness, there's lots of laughter, there's like, having that person by your side. All of these, there's great things about it. But then you're on a road with somebody else for a long time. In my case, this year's 25 years that we've been walking this planet together. And I'm just like, wow, it's hard. It's very difficult. It's very challenging. And we change and we grow and you've got to kind of meet each other on that path and on that journey at the same. Sometimes it's the growth is like this and then it's like this. And, that's what I mean about the treacherous bits. Not because it's like horrible and I hate being married.
Better. Yes.
It's just the word that I like to use sometimes. So I shared a little bit about why I do this. I didn't even share my usual thing. I will quickly say that this was like an assignment that God gave me. I didn't sit and think, oh yes, I'm going to start a podcast because I'm the kind of person that would be like, there's so many podcasts. Why would you do another one? But yes, God had a little conversation with me and just said, I really would like you to start talking to people about purpose. And I was thinking, purpose? Why purpose and why me? And he said, just start where you are. So I did. Hence, I was holding my phone, being very obedient on that first day. I did that on the...
When you say holding your phone...
Literally... So it was on Instagram Live.
Okay.
So I literally held, because I didn't have any equipment or anything. All I had was my phone because I kept saying, I don't have a camera. I don't know how to edit. I don't know any. And he said, just use what you have. So I did. Okay. And then my daughter came down whilst I was filming and she saw me. And then the next day she's like, Mummy, why don't you just get a ring light? And I was like, what's that? Okay. So we evolved, got a ring light. And then, I think for about 2 years, it was on Instagram Live. It was like at the back end of lockdown and stuff like that. And then one of my guests is a videographer and does all this kind of, makes films and stuff. And he was like, sis, you need to kind of evolve and go in a studio and stuff like that. So hence, we've just had a bit of a journey to get there and we're here. So, that's how it started. Purpose, I think I don't know about you, you're going to tell me. But yeah, I think I've struggled with it sometimes. I think it's been I have these conversations with God anyway, like literally. And am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Am I on the right page? Am I pleasing you? So how I kind of communicate. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. Obviously I do lots of other things. But this is kind of like the thing that he kind of has been strict, and I've just kind of walked in that obedience really. So that's how I've got here.
Inspiring.
It's it's not I don't want to answer that. I feel like I'm answering the questions and I don't even want to. The questions are not even for me. But yeah, I think being obedient to God doesn't make sense to a lot of other people.
Okay.
For me, anyway. It's never been it doesn't make sense. It didn't even make sense to me. It's not something that I really wanted to do, honestly. I would rather be where would I rather be? I do enjoy it, so I get why he's kind of brought me here, but it was a reluctant start. Okay. Yes. But back to our purpose. Sorry, because I feel like a lot of the people that I do this with know me already. Okay. So I feel like we didn't even have
haven't spoken.
We haven't actually had a conversation to know these things.
Nope. And that's funny because I guess sometimes I'm a person that I like to connect in that way, and I haven't. And I just thought, I don't know, there's just something about you. And also I'm not big on touch of people that I don't really know.
Really?
Yeah. But I know when I met you, you held my hand.
Well, I'm a very tactile.
And I was like, that feels really, really nice and very, very soft and calming on my system.
Oh, that feels very, that makes me feel really, I don't know, really just hit my waterworks. I don't know what is, maybe I'm 45, so that's what's happening, but everything is just making me feel emotional at the moment. But I don't touch everyone. To be honest with you, because I'm very mindful about people and their
boundaries, isn't it?
Yes, boundaries, but I'm very discerning.
Okay.
So there's some people that I'd just be like, Okay. Kind of like, let me just leave you over there. Yeah. But I felt like it was appropriate at that moment and what we were kind of communicating about. So
I think it was needed. It helped ground me.
Good.
Because I just shared something quite vulnerable and personal.
Yes.
I was like, oh, there's loads of people in the room. I'm like, what are they thinking?
I really admired and I said that to you.
You did.
So courageous.
Yeah, you did.
Because I think sometimes I might think things and think, this is a big room. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really love that about you. And also, I also think about God's love and God's touch. And I'm his vessel.
Yeah.
And sometimes it needs to be felt with other people. And I appreciate that. Yeah. It's good. I love that. And it's, you know what? It's interesting. I've got so many friends who are therapists.
Do you?
I seem to attract them. I don't know what it is, but I think it's probably the therapist in me. Mm-hmm. But mine is not I don't think I could fit in a box of I did a counselling course and I've worked with people for like 20 something years. So that room and that space that I give people, it's definitely something's happening there, but it's not in the usual boundaried kind of, So, I'm sure as a therapist, you wouldn't be holding somebody's hand and whatever.
Depends. I feel like when you talk about the box that a lot of therapists are in, I feel like we're in a new age.
Okay.
And I remember training as a therapist and I trained and I qualified. And I remember saying to my supervisor that I kind of feel like sometimes I'm in the room and I feel like I just want to say something, but I'm like, oh no, but boundaries.
Yes.
You've got to give them space. You don't want to project and all of those things. And then what my supervisor told me to do was go to Freud's house.
Okay.
And just have a look.
Mm-hmm.
in terms of, and there were so many things about him and that we knew about him, but he was still one of the greatest.
That's so true.
One of the greatest. So sometimes the relationship that you have with someone, you can have all the qualifications in the world. You can be a doctor, a master, a PhD, all of those type of things, but it doesn't account for the relationship that you have with that person. And I guess if it's within the boundaries that you both feel comfortable, is it wrong to just touch someone's hand to let them know that you are here? That's it, you know, and even that in itself is a conversation. Did that feel okay? Was that not okay? Like, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Because I guess a lot of times, you know, people in the therapy room are scared of touch, or actually they've never been touched. But sometimes a touch can, like you did, it can just calm your system. Sometimes when you feel like your inside is just out of control, it just takes that one person, just a hand on your hand, on your knee, on your head, on your shoulder, and you can kind of just feel yourself, like your shoulders relax, all of that type of thing. And I just feel like it's about every client is individual. You know, laughter in the therapy room is great. Honesty, accountability, but you go with what your client needs. And for me, I find that the same for me is you never know when you're skating on thin ice. And that's with anybody, because I find that human beings are creatures of comfort, creatures of habits, and we retreat to what it is that we know. So actually, sometimes you might be making progress with someone, but you never know when the ice is going to break.
So true. I love that.
And it's just something that you do and it's gone.
That is so true.
And I guess the work within that, if you can, is repair. It's about the reparative relationship. And what is it that you need from me? What is it that I did? But I guess it's not me. It's what does it represent and where did it come from? And where did you first experience it? Wow. And actually, how can we do something different? So if it does happen again, you've got the tools to try and help yourself come back from it if you want.
Wow. That is like, I let things like literally sink in sometimes, but I think that's so powerful. Really, really powerful. And it also shows, because I think I didn't end up going further with the therapy because I didn't like I don't know. I've listened to trauma and stories and a lot of negativity. I've held that space as a probationer for 20 odd years. Yep. And I did the course because I'd wanted to do it for a long time so that I had some tools so that I could be better equipped in that space. But then it was like, no, this is definitely not where I want to be. And then I leant more towards coaching because I like the kind of the hope, not that there isn't hope in the therapy room, but just that we're planning, okay, what's next? How can we get here? And, you know, I preferred that kind of side of it than the side that I had experienced for a long time. But I'm definitely glad that I did it. And it was one of definitely the best courses that I've ever done, actually, because you learn so much about yourself.
Yes.
And mine was a Christian course as well. So it went deep. It went really deep. And it was just, had literally God in the therapy room. And I just thought that was just, very, very, very amazing what I needed at the particular time that I did it as well. And you use it every day. Like the things that I've learned, I definitely bring it to wherever I'm at. So I'm going to start the questions because I'm like, oh my gosh, we're here chatting. What does purpose mean to you?
That's quite a deep question, isn't it?
I'm a deep person.
I'm like, I think maybe it's that alignment between what you've been through and what you can serve to others. It's that knowing, actually, this has served a purpose for me, but by doing so, how can I allow this to help me serve a purpose for others?
I love that.
And what does that look like? It's a lot of soul searching because you can only take someone as far as you are willing to go yourself.
Oh my goodness. I'd be doing that. You know, when you go to the poetry things and you're like, oh, that resonated with me. But yes.
But I never understood what that meant.
What, this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That you can only take someone as far as you're willing to go yourself.
Yeah.
And that's purpose.
So what does your purpose, what is yours?
I think it's very much deep rooted in my upbringing.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, in terms of my upbringing was quite unstable. I was raised outside of my family home. And then my sibling who I was raised with was a substance misuser.
Oh, wow.
And in the system. And it was very, very difficult being the younger sibling. And I guess it was kind of like trying to navigate, how do we manage? Like, this is a lot. And I guess growing up, it was kind of, I was always that protector. And I guess the difference between us was I was a talker.
So
I was
you didn't
kind of
internalize.
Yeah. Where I guess for him, he did, and the way of numbing it out was drugs, alcohol, criminality, all of those things. So I guess for me, it was kind of like, oh, how can we do something different? Like, how can I do something different? And I always thought, oh, I want to be a lawyer. I just kind of like want to defend people, you know, in terms of, I want to be married by this age and so forth. But I think other things took its toll. My brother passed away when we was in adulthood. And for me, it was kind of like, I want to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves.
Oh, wow.
So I went into social work.
That is, oh my goodness. Sorry. I just feel like whenever that happens, that kind of tingly feeling, goosebumps, that is the Holy Spirit. Just kind of like, there's like a confirmation and an understanding. And it's like, now it makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah. Because, you know, I think the people that are the best at what they do is usually there's a deep meaning behind it. They've got this purpose. They've got this thing that drives them. Their why is not like anybody else's. Like, so I can imagine you being an advocate is not like how some of the other advocates are, because you see it from like, almost like you're putting yourself, like, what did I need when I was younger?
Yes.
So,
but I'm also quite mindful that whilst I can provide that outlook, my need is very different. And sometimes, and I don't know if you did when you did your course, you had a module on blocks to listening. And sometimes it's that when you listen to someone and you think about the similarities, it stops you from truly hearing them. Because the similarities are not the same.
Yes.
They are very different, and your needs are very different, and how you want those needs to satisfy you. So for me, I'm always very mindful, but when I'm listening to parents or whoever it is that I'm hearing, and they say things like, oh, you know, you've never been through this, and I sit there and I can actually, I've been through something similar, but it's not what you've been through. So tell me what it feels like for you. And actually how we're here in this predicament. And that tends to open up the floodgates, because it's not about blame. But what I look at is how your behavior has impacted somebody, which is a young child. So yes, you can say that you didn't have what you needed. Yes, you can say that it was hard for you. But ultimately, if you think about that as a base level for you, and this is where you are, imagine what it feels like for a little person that's not able to advocate or tell you what they think, because they love you so much. And the thought of being without you is not what they want.
My goodness. Wow. I'm just like, so many things. Listening blocks. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I just remember, I remember we didn't do listening blocks, but that's helped me to kind of see, and that really gives me some insight into like when I'm kind of listening to others. And I think it's I don't know. I think it was one of the things that I probably struggled with, the listening side of it.
Yeah.
Because it was different from my everyday work. Because it wasn't a listening. You obviously you listen, but it's not just listening. It was the kind of, because you've got a kind of guide and a thing that tasks that you have to complete when you're kind of with the, it's not the same thing. And it was being able to like, it's just transferable skills, isn't it? Yeah. So I do feel like I was able to like fine tune some skills when I did the course. But I like the way that you've explained that, and that how, because lived experience is like the buzzword at the moment.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of people who are working in spaces, but they have to be mindful about what you just explained, because just because you have a similar experience or similar story doesn't mean that it is their story.
Yeah.
And it could kind of hinder you if you don't kind of have that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That foresight.
Yeah.
And even with friends, everybody wants to try and relate to you somehow. Oh, I went through that.
Yes.
Oh, this is what happened to me. But actually, no, it's not the same. And if you take the time to listen, but I'm also quite mindful that with the new therapeutic era that we have on TikTok, it's kind of like, as friends, it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, your therapist is your therapist, and they are going to listen to you 110%. Your friend is your friend, and sometimes you got to give them grace. And how do you navigate that effectively? And that's something that always comes up for me, because people say, oh my gosh, you sound like a therapist when you say that. And I'm like, no, actually, because if you was in the room with me, you would know I'm not talking about me. I am trying to manage my triggers and my nervous system whilst holding you, whilst listening to you, whilst exploring what's going on in the room for you. Is this you? Is this me? And I'm like, sometimes as a friend, I'm like, no, I don't have that energy. So I'm very much like, and that makes me mindful about who I'm around.
Yes, I think you have to anyway. But even more so, because we don't want. Yeah, I'm thinking, one of my best friends is a therapist, and I'm like, it's nice to have a, but it's not therapy.
Yeah.
And it's being able to have that boundary. Yeah. And also I give her space, because the therapist needs a space too.
Man, we do.
Do you know what I mean? Not your supervisor, not your therapist, but a friend who also has a outlook and an understanding.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and I definitely think it enhances my relationship with her, but just it helps my own skills with other people as well. But I think I've become more boundaried, because when you're saying you have to be mindful, because some people just want free therapy basically, and that can be very draining. You just want to chill, and you don't want to be listening to people's stuff all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, even though
100.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm just one of those people that people just are drawn to, and then this is my description. Sometimes people will just vomit on me, and I'm like, I didn't ask you. I'm talking random strangers. Like, I could be wherever. I chat to people all the time.
You give off that vibe.
But I don't necessarily want the vomit.
Yes, I hear you.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got what's the word? I'm quite a friendly, warm person. I'll smile but then that kind of draws them in. And then I'm like, but I didn't give you that space to tell me stuff that I didn't really want to hear. But yeah, anyway, that is I don't know. Does that happen to you?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think I have learned to navigate if I'm in places or spaces, I think I say, I'm here to do X, Y, Z. Is it okay if we talk about something else?
Okay.
Or actually, I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. Like, I just want to do this.
Okay.
And sometimes people are like, oh, and I feel really bad. But I'm just like, the alternative is that you kind of share what you're sharing. I feel really overwhelmed and I might just be harsh. And if you ask me for advice, there might not be no sugarcoating. And I know that maybe that's not what you need.
Yes.
And that will be worse than you being annoyed with me for saying this is what it is that I need.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I got some new boundary tools here. Yes, I will try. These are random people anyway. They're not people that are close to me. So yeah, I find that particularly difficult sometimes.
I've got a frog in my throat.
You got a frog?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know whether or not they've got a cup or anything. You got water? Go on then. Yeah. Go.
This will be edited.
They're going to have to.
Where do you put your water on the floor?
Oh, mine's over there. Just keep it where you can access it though. Yeah. So you spoke about your purpose being an advocate, or that's the kind of theme. How did you know that this was your purpose?
Oh, I feel like I just come around to the same thing. I think in terms of growing up the way that I did, so I guess growing up outside of my family, my brother was a substance misuser. I guess within my family, a lot of the adults drank a lot. And I found that I was kind of like the person that was outspoken.
Okay.
And then I guess maybe then going on to have my son, I just found that I'm always in a position where I'm just outspoken. You know, when you're in the class and someone needs to say something and everyone looks at you because you're going to be the person to say it. And that was me.
Okay.
And then although I didn't go straight into social work, I did a degree in psychology, and then I did a course in applied behavioural analysis, and I worked with children with autism. And then the recession hit, and it was kind of like the work around that in self-employment was kind of like drying up. And I was thinking, I then went into advocacy in terms of family support work and things around that. And I found that, I was good at it. And then my friend said, fill out this application, go and do social work. And I was like, I'm not quite sure if I want to. And then I did a master's in social work, which was great. I did some international placements, which was brilliant. And I found that I was good at it. But at the same time, there was also some struggles with my brother. And I think the two kind of collided. So I was very much of, when you talk about lived experiences, I think the two were side by side. And I remember during my final placement, my brother had passed away. And it was kind of like, this is a lot. So this is all of the stuff that I've experienced. It's the end of my placement. And it also formed a big percentage of my dissertation. Okay. So it kind of looked at the care system from the lived person's experience, which was mine. So as well as him being a substance misuser, he was also a perpetrator of domestic violence.
Okay.
But for me, I just kind of felt that, not to say it was normal, but that's what I've grown up in. So I'm like, what does DV, domestic violence, domestic abuse kind of look like in person? It's not kind of like because maybe they're both fighting or, they get back together. It's that repetitive cycle. But actually for children, it's extremely harmful. And I guess that's the point where I got to. It was kind of like an eye opener that was just kind of like, there's a difference between being in the scenario and when you remove yourself from the scenario and you look at the impact that it's causing, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't see it because I was in it. So therefore, I didn't have the option to look at it in another way. And I think that was another pivotal moment in terms of, Now you're doing social work, and you're doing social work because you want to allow people who were raised like you to have voices that they didn't have. So that was one aspect. And social work is hard.
Yes.
It's always in the media about something in terms of what we should have or shouldn't have done. And I don't take that away from anybody, because there have been some learning moments. And I find that working with families that hate you,
yes,
and I don't use that word lightly.
No, you're right.
But it's not you that they hate, it's the system.
Yeah, definitely.
And what you represent.
Yeah.
In terms of breaking up families and so forth. And in every profession you have good and bad. And for every individual you may be good or bad. But I remember I worked with this particular family, and I remember she used to say something to me whenever you came to visit. As much as you would listen to me, you'd always say something. And I'd be like, what did I say? And she said, you would always say, yeah, and then but. And I was like, but it was significant for her, because that she tells her story. Then I said, yeah, and but was a signal for her that maybe she wasn't being truthful and there was something else. And I thought, I'm going to go and do counselling skills. Okay. So it gives you like the language to kind of like connect with people differently. And I loved it. And I was like, this is really good. And it really helped me to connect with clients that I was working with. And I thought, I'm going to continue. And then when you continue in the second year, you then have to go on placement, and you have to have your own therapy.
Yep.
And I was like...
is that the first time you had therapy?
That I was consistent with it.
Okay, and that you kind of was like, yes. Yeah.
So you have to go and find your own therapist. And I think it was like a minimum of like maybe 12 sessions that you were supposed to do. And then I was like 5 years later.
Oh, really?
I'm just like, wow.
I think it's the most amazing, most life-changing thing.
I didn't say awful. I meant to say awesome.
Yeah.
But it's also awful.
Awful, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing that you said about being prepared to meet yourself.
Yes.
Like, if you're not, it don't make sense doing it.
Yes, 110%. And you're going to meet, if you allow yourself to, with the right therapist, you can meet or touch all parts of yourself.
Mate, I actually think it should be like how it is in America, where it's like part of your everyday. It's like going to your GP. That should be a prescription that everybody should have. Personally, that's just my thing.
I agree with you.
That is just my thing. I think I used to look forward to my therapy sessions because it was like, especially being a mum with like children who are, I think at that time my kids were at primary school, and it was just like a quiet space for once because it was always noisy, but also it was my space.
All about you.
And whatever I chose to bring, whatever was happening, and you know, I miss it so much. It's something that I'm working towards doing again. The reason that I'm struggling at the moment is because I've had therapy twice. I had the same therapist, but she's retired, and now it's like
it is difficult, isn't it, when you've connected with someone?
I've got to start from the beginning.
But you're not starting from the beginning.
Well, it feels like it because there was a gap between the first and the second time, but she already knew everything, if that made sense. So it made it like it was continued. You know, like when you watch a series.
Yep.
But now I'm like, I've got to get into a new series. And sometimes it's like, I don't know. Yeah. So that's the bit that feels a bit like hard work. And also she came recommended to me. So it wasn't even like I know about the kind of, you can go on BACP and the kind of the black one, BAATN, all of it. So I know where to, and I've helped other people, like some of my clients, I've helped them to find therapists themselves. So I know how to do it, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go back. But it is the greatest thing.
Yes.
And I love that you've even answered my next question, which was what steps you've taken, but you've kind of helped us to see what your journey has looked like. And I think that's really, it's really important. But also in there was grief.
Yes. There was a lot of grief. I don't think so. My brother passed away 2011.
Okay.
And it took me a good few years, but it was complex grief.
Yes.
Because his passing wasn't sudden. He was suicidal for many, many years and had many attempts at trying to take his own life before he succeeded.
Oh, wow.
So there was a lot of kind of like blame in terms of myself. Could I have done anything different? Is there something that I said? Was I too harsh? There was just so many things. But then in that grief, I had to remember that I wasn't just grieving him, I was grieving myself. Because actually, he was the only person that I thought shared the same experience as me. And now I've got to have this experience by myself. And I'll say something, and it might sound controversial, I don't know, but this is my experience, that I found in his death, I found my life.
Yeah. Oh, listen, some people won't understand it.
Yeah.
I literally had this same conversation with a really good friend of mine who just lost his dad. And I said this, death sometimes is like an awakening. It's like a rebirth of an individual. Yes. And sometimes death is the only thing that's inevitable. Right? Yeah. So we're not saying we must live preparing to die, but I want to live my life so that when I die, there's stuff that is memorable and, there's a legacy. They spoke at my friend's dad's funeral. They spoke about the dash in between. So your date of birth is like, whatever, 10th of October, 1980, dash, and then the day that you die. What's that dash going to look like? Yeah. We don't want it to be this little kind of thing. What are you going to feel in between your life and your death? But I was just saying that, through death, sometimes we are able to really, really find ourselves. It sounds crazy, but I really believe that
it's not crazy.
And I definitely, I've got another friend who, her mum passed, and she said, "You know what? Now I understand why she had to die, so that I could become who I'm becoming now, and it would never have happened with her still alive." And I was like, that I think is the most profound, unselfish way of like understanding death, especially when you've lost your mum, and they were very close. Yeah. So. Yeah, I get that on a real deep level, and I kind of think the same thing happens with birth. Yeah. Because I think if I think about writing my book and the birth of my 3 children, something new was birthed inside me. There's parts of me that I didn't even know existed until I became Riley's mum. Yeah. Then when I became Ray's mum, I became a different version of Jernine.
Yes.
And obviously then, as you were saying, you become like the children have got different mothers, because I was a mess. Not saying that I've got it all together now, but going back, that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book, because I was like, oh my goodness, this is, nobody prepared me for this.
I'd love to read your books.
You got to read them. And I it's just, I think it was a bit of it was therapeutic, I guess. I really struggled. I really felt so lonely in that first experience of motherhood. Like, I don't know, I don't know what was going on. I wasn't like I was 27. I'd been in a relationship for, I think at that time, maybe 7-8 years. It was, there were people there, but I felt very lonely.
Yes.
The silence was really loud.
Yeah.
And I never respected and understood silence. Like now, I love silence. But maybe I just I wasn't equipped. I wasn't, it was a huge change.
Well, what was the silence saying?
the silence was, it just was loud. I just felt very emotional, very alone. Like this was a journey that I was on my own with. And that was like when I was up in the middle of the, when I was breastfeeding or what, it just felt like, oh my gosh, there's nobody else who's awake at this time. And like the space of social media is.
I was about to say that.
No, it didn't really, because she was born in 2007. And I think Facebook was kind of the thing, because it was
so you couldn't scroll.
No, there was no scrolling.
No Netflix.
There was no Netflix, but there wasn't now for me, even though my kids are older, there's a community of mums online who are going and they're talking about these things that I'm talking about. They're saying it candidly.
Yep.
They've got other mums who are going through the journey. And I did have another friend of mine. We were going through the journey together. We did motherhood together. But in those moments, it did feel like very, very, very isolating. And but I just think, they have, these children that I've been blessed with have helped me to find out who I am. So we need death, we need birth, we need therapy, definitely.
Yep. We need change.
We do. I don't like it, because even here, when they told me that the studio was going to be different, I'm telling you, I literally I didn't throw them at the pram, but I did have to say like, but why? Why are you changing it? Anyway, this was a compromise. What we've got now is a compromise. It is, but this wasn't. I'm okay with change. I'm okay with growth and evolving, but maybe just I need a bit of warning.
Okay, I get that.
Because, my guests are familiar with something, a certain space. Yes. And I feel like sometimes you've got to, when you bring change, you kind of need to let everyone know, okay, I'm going to go for a little break. I'm going to have a little time off. And I'm going to be back with do you know what I mean? But this was like, oh, I've got to just do it.
See, that takes me into my therapy brain. And I'm like, oh, attachment.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but I'm the same. I'm like, if you're going to change something, give me some prior warning.
That's it. That's all I need.
Even if it's like a day, 2 days.
Yeah, definitely. Same.
Just give me some prior warning.
Same.
So I can be in my bag, I can settle, and it's going to be something new.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I think this has become like my home. This is like my second home, I guess. And the room and don't get me wrong, I love the room. I think it looks amazing. Yeah. But to me, and I'll show you after, because you'll be like, oh, okay, this feels a bit more homely and a little bit more, whereas that feels very clinical.
Okay.
It's very cream, it's very like aesthetic, as these young people like. But I didn't know, it didn't really, I don't feel like it fit what we're doing here. So anyway, enough of that. Enough of me moaning about that. We're here and we've adapted to the change. What advice would you give someone else who is trying to find their purpose?
Oh, what advice would I give? It starts with you. Understand your story, inside and out. That includes your triumphs, first and foremost. What are your strengths, your goodness? And then what have you failed at? What hasn't felt nice? What has been really ugly parts that you've been ashamed to say? I think that's the first part. I think the other part is just say it or do it. So I think even when I got up and I made the statement, I think I've just learned that I don't know what it's going to sound like, but I know there'll be somebody in the room that will resonate, and there will be someone in the room that I can connect with, because I know it's not just me that feels like this.
Yes.
And then I think do it again. Whilst you can learn from what you're good at, you can't get any better than what you're good at, but you can always get better at failing. And everybody loves someone who's failed.
People do, isn't it?
Yep, you get all the advice that you need. So like last week, I've done Couch to 5K loads of times. And I thought, I keep starting. I'm like, I'm just going to scrap it and I'm just going to do a 5K.
Oh, okay.
So I joined a running club and I was like, oh, I don't know. There was loads of people. There's different groups. So obviously I was in the last group, which was the slowest. And I was saying to one of the trainers, like, what if I don't make it? what if I can't keep up? And it's like, you will. And I remember and I did make it, and I was coming along and everyone had finished and I was the last. But the cheers that came along and the high fives.
Oh, that's so lovely.
It was.
And you finished it?
I did.
Whilst people are still sitting on their couch?
Yes.
Yes.
And I ran for 47 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And then I walked for 9 minutes.
Okay.
So I completed it.
Yes.
But I did much better than what I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you get the cheers, everyone coming up to you. How are you? How did that feel for you? And it felt amazing. So when I do it again, and even if I come second to last, or even if I come last again, I've done it.
Yes.
So I'm like, in failure, there's always something, there's always someone that you can reach out to. And Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, there's so much free information on there. If you need some, even Spotify has podcasts and books.
They do. Yep.
Your audio books. If you type in what you're looking for, it comes up for you. So I kind of feel that, and even now ChatGPT, isn't it?
Yes, it's very helpful.
And all AI programs, if there's something that you need, you have to be very specific.
Yes.
In what it is that you need or what you're looking for. But you will get to the specifics. But in the meantime, just keep typing. Something will catch up with you. It will gravitate towards you. You'll find what you need. But I've also found that in trying to force something, it doesn't come. And it slowly comes over time. And I can't remember where I was watching this thing on YouTube. I don't know if it was Steve Jobs, where he said that allow yourself 10 years. Allow yourself 10
Become
years.
An expert, yes.
Yeah.
Or 10,000 hours. Is it 10,000?
100,000 hours.
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, I should know this.
Or is it 100 hours?
No, it's not 100. I'm sure it's 10,000 hours to become an expert at something.
Yeah.
So
and it's true.
Whether you're learning to play the piano or you're doing karate or whatever it is, to be excellent and to be and it's about consistency. It's about the repetition as well. Because I think what I loved about the Couch to 5K, the app, you were running at different intervals of the week. I can't remember how many times a week it was.
3 times a week.
3 times, yeah. And what happens, because I remember you start off and you're just walking.
Yeah.
And then
for 5 minutes.
You run for 15 seconds and you're like, oh. No, literally, I don't enjoy running. And I remember there was a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. And I was running all around and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe in a short space of time how my stamina has got better, and it just felt amazing. But I loved the coach, the voice.
Who do you have?
I had, because it was a long time ago, I had Michael Johnson, the athlete, which I love him. I used to watch him when he used to win all the kind of relay races for the USA. And I just loved his... It was so encouraging. And I remember there was a point where my breathing wasn't right. But he kept saying, he knew, because it's a recording, obviously, but he was like, breathe. And
Don't
I was
go too fast.
Yeah.
Stay at a pace.
His voice. See, I talk about this, right? I talk about this, I coach people. And I was talking to a friend of the family recently, and I was saying that your inner coach or your inner critic, right?
Yes.
And it's this kind of thing. And I think about, I don't always speak very kindly to myself, right? So my inner critic voice, probably a voice that I heard when I was little, and that is so loud most of the time. Saying negative things, or I could say it's the enemy, or the devil, always put in these bad thoughts. Oh, you're not good enough. You're this. Oh, you're not going to amount. That's not, what's the point? All of that kind of negativity. And then the inner coach, I always say this for my clients to name their inner coach. So for me, mine was Michelle Obama, right?
Okay.
I love her. I love how she advocates for young people. I love how the mum she is, the kind of really supportive wife, the daughter that she is with her parents, everything. And I could just hear her voice, egging me on. So her voice became my inner coach voice. So whenever I'm doing something that feels scary or hard or whatever, I could just hear her say, go on, Jay, go on, you could do this, you could do this. So I did this with one of my probation clients, right? A young woman that I was working with, and she was really trying to like eat better. So I'm really real, I'm really silly, and I bring myself because I'm a human being and I need them to understand that we all are going through the same kind of things. So she was saying that her thing is that she will snack and snack and snack and snack and snack. So I said, listen, next time you go food shopping, you need to bring your inner coach. Her inner coach was Nicki Minaj, right? Okay. And when she said it to me, I just started laughing because I was like, you know, you just think of like all the people in the world. But I was like, listen, that's why I like them to name it, because you can think of, okay, oh, what does that mean? What is it about Nicki that you love? Like she's a bad bee or whatever it is. Anyway, I said, make sure that Nicki comes shopping with you. So when you go shopping, you need to have Nicki in your ear saying not to buy the snacks in the first place because then you can't snack on them. So that's the first point of cool. And then she said she went shopping and we had our session and she said, Jernine, Nicki was telling me, don't you, girl, if you want to look good, you better not buy those snacks. But it became this like thing every week. She would come and she'd say, well, Nicki said this to me this week. And I was like, listen, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we've got to use our imagination. We've got to laugh. We've got to bring something energetic and fun to life. Do you know what I mean? But what you need is that something spurring you on. This is who God is, like my advocate. He is the one that's like, Jernine, I know you think it's hard. I know you're scared, but I got you. You can do this. You can, you know, I go to events on my own. And look, I didn't go home until I don't know what time. I ended up speaking to all sorts of people that day. Like it was just, and then people are like, how can you do that? And listen, you can have I can have a conversation with most people, from the bar staff in that place to, you know, to Zizi Mills, to Angie, to whoever's to the young women, actually, because those are the ones I'm always drawn. Your daughter, and there was another young lady who was 12 as well. And I spoke to her and we you know, we had this amazing conversation, and we need positive energy. We need positive voices. I need it. I don't have all of my stuff all together. I need a coach some days. I need God every single day. Because otherwise, I don't know where I would be. You'd find me somewhere.
I agree with you.
Just, you know, moping in a corner somewhere. But yes, and that's what I think is important. And I think the way that you've given us this overview of your purpose and how you came to find your purpose, and, you know, you hear like little hashtags and stuff, pain to purpose. A lot of people find purpose through pain. A lot of people. It gives them their kind of drive and their reason to keep going. So I'm so glad and really appreciate you sharing your journey.
Thank you.
It's been really good, and I trust myself, you know, like in terms of, I just ask God to lead me to who my next guest is.
I like that.
And I say, whoever it is.
So will you be my next guest?
I can be your guest, definitely. I'm not used to sitting in that other seat, actually. I think of all, I've done about 2 podcasts or 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only a few. Whereas I do this for 5 years. I've been doing this. Yeah, but it's just how it is, isn't it?
Okay.
I believe that everything is in the right time.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think about it with whoever's, you know, I've got some people that I love their stories and whatever, and I've got them on a list of things. But when I first started this, it was literally, my early ones are all my friends, like who are just doing amazing things.
That's amazing to have friends in your circle
who are walking in purpose. But I think it because you're walking in your purpose, it comes to you will gravitate and you will meet. Look, we don't know each other that well.
Yeah.
we've been in an event, you've asked a question, everybody else heard it, but not everybody came to you and said whatever they said. So I just feel like it's just the way that God would have it.
Yeah, agreed.
He orchestrates everything, and I'm just here making sure that my ears are fine-tuned to, or whatever way he's directing, that I'm ready to go the way that I need to go.
I've never heard that one. I like that one.
That's just come to my head. I've never said that one. But I just think of an
liked
orchestra, because I think I love music. I love, and you think of that, all of those different instruments.
Because then you learn to hear. See, my brain's going.
Tune, because it's an ear. Yeah.
You hear the sounds and the melodies
you do.
that are within the music,
the
musicality.
And I love music.
I like that one.
Yeah. And I do feel I'm writing another book at the moment about faith, and I'm trying to help someone who's in their kind of early walk. Okay. I do this with so my first book was about helping people navigate the journey of motherhood.
I like it.
Then marriage. I did it the other way around, so that's why my books are that order. And this is about faith. And I think about when I got baptized it was like almost 17 years ago. And what would I have wanted someone to tell me about this journey of faith? So that's where this book is derived from. So yeah, I just think it's learning about God and knowing God is something that you need someone to help you and to guide you through. And usually it's through what they call discipleship. So someone else who's like further along in their journey will help you with that thing. So I guess it's kind of like that. And yeah, and I've had to learn to tune into his voice, to being able to hear his voice and not another voice. So that's why the music thing comes to mind. But yeah, I think it's good. Even like like when you're pregnant, your baby knows your voice. Yeah. And if your partner or whoever else speaks to the baby, they recognize that voice from inside. So I feel like as God's children, the more close we are to him, the more we know his voice. Your daughter, if you phone and you phone for a withheld number, she knows who it is straight away. Yeah. Yes. So we need to be able to do the same with our dad. So yeah, that's what I think of.
Thank you.
Yes. So we've done it. We done it.
No.
I love the kind of, I'm learning to go with the flow, because I'm a bit of reforming control freak.
Well, I just went with the flow with you.
Well, I just feel like God, I trust him. So there's no way, once I know that it's him asking and directing me, I know I don't need to worry. It's a bit like some people follow the sat nav and some people don't. But if my Waze tells me this is the way to go to wherever, I don't know how to get to this place, I'm going to follow it. Yeah. I'm not really going to deviate from it, because they already know what's going on. Yeah. So it's the same with God. He knows my ending. He knows when I'm going to die. He knows all of these things about me. So in that time, let me just walk with him and not really try and do this thing on my own, because I don't get it right.
Yeah. But we're not creatures of loneliness or being by ourselves. We all need people, don't we?
Yes, we do. We do. We definitely do.
This generation of solo or individuality, whilst that's great, I'm just kind of like, no, we all need somebody.
I'm definitely a relational being. I really thrive from relationship and good, deep, connected relationship. So I think whilst I would do solo, I like being on my own, but I also like selected people that
I agree with you,
that I could just spend time with,
just to be there. You don't have to talk about much.
Yeah, definitely.
You just be that in is each other's company.
A good friend. Yeah,
you don't have to fill the space.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, that's cool. But it's just the company that you're with and the energy. That's really nice.
I agree with that.
And then also people that you meet and you can just talk and you talk about anything.
That is true. That is true. And I think about it because I had a really bad experience of a girls' holiday. This is a long time ago. I really need to have gotten over it by now. But it really made me say, I am not going on holiday with just any and everyone.
100.
Because it's a very intimate space.
Everyone is not a holiday friend.
No, they are not.
Everyone is not.
And that's what I say. And not everyone's a spa friend either. No. So I'm very I like a bit of, pamper, self-care. And there's certain people that I just would not go to the spa with. But if we can do spa, we can definitely go. I haven't been on holiday with many people. Yeah, my other bestie.
It's just a personal thing.
Yeah, that's just no. I think holidays are personal.
Yeah, it is. It's a personal thing.
It's my time. Yep. It's
you have to be truly aligned.
Yes, I do think so.
To go on holiday with a friend.
Yes,
like you can be besties, you can be whatever it is, but a holiday can make or break a friendship.
Yep, I think the same about relationships. Yeah. Like when you're dating someone and you either live with them, because that's always a real that's a transition in itself. But going on holiday because you're literally in each other's space.
Yeah, you're not leaving the house.
No,
to go
you're
to
not.
Work.
You're not. It's like lockdown.
Lockdown. It's crazy to think that was 5 years ago. Everyone was in that 6. Everyone was in their house.
Yeah, but a lot of people broke up.
Like the government said, don't go nowhere.
Oh, gosh, whilst they were playing and doing their own thing, whatever.
You could go out to the park for an hour.
Yeah.
But I wasn't on lockdown. Although I was a key worker.
Same here.
So I got to leave the house, which was great.
Yeah, I remember that going to Tesco's was like my ultimate. I'd put on lipstick and get dressed. Yeah, they were crazy.
The toilet rolls.
Oh my gosh, whatever. These people are crazy. I don't know. But I really loved lockdown.
Did you?
I really did. My children were young.
Okay.
I did some homeschooling, but as a key worker, they went to school as well. So I had quite a good balance.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just felt like I had more time for everything. More time for my family, more time for my husband. Just, I don't know. It was rich. We've got really good memory. We had so many barbecues. Yeah. We used to go for our little walks. But yeah, all of these things, I just implement them in my real life now. But yeah, that's how I finished writing my book that I'd been trying to finish for a long time when work and everything else was in the way. So yeah, I liked it. I like it. I think it's good to have solitude.
Agreed. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I've loved this. I really appreciate you taking your time and my madness to say, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. We don't even know where it's going to go, but I feel like...
and figure it out after.
Yes. There's a book called The Year of Yes.
Oh, well, here you go then. I said yes.
You said yes. So maybe Angie might have read it as well. But yeah, it's called A Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. So yeah, that's a really...
Oh gosh, yes, that's her new book, isn't it?
It's not new. I've read
She's got a new book.
She might have a new one.
Or she's updated it with some things.
That book is amazing. I read it quite a long, maybe about 12 years ago, but really good. One of those ones that really stood out. But yes, we've done all things purpose. Okay. We've talked about life, motherhood.
Did I answer all the questions?
You answered every single question, and I appreciate you and your time.
Good, it's like being on a witness stand. Answer the question.
No, not quite. No. Does it feel scary? No.
No. This was more... No, that was an analogy in terms of answering the questions. Okay, no. Yeah. You didn't fire me with this, that,
those
or the
people
other.
Are brutal in the courtroom.
They are. Yeah. Yes. But I think a skill that I've learned from being in the witness stand is to always say what it is that you need or wanted to say, because this might be your last opportunity and everything is documented. And I guess like nowadays, you've got WhatsApps, you've all got these conversations where people call it receipts, isn't it?
Yes.
So actually it's about being mindful what you say, because what you say in private can also be shared publicly.
Yes.
And you need to own it. So for me, that's one thing that I've always come to kind of understand and deliver even within my friendships, personal relationships, anything that I say, especially with families, if I'm saying it on the stand, I want to make sure I've said it to families first. I don't want it to ever be the first time that you've heard it.
Yeah.
And I try and do that with friendships, but sometimes I can share it better with somebody else before I share it with you. And that might be how it is. But I always try to have that conversation with someone before I might share it with somebody else, or maybe I might not even need to share it. But that's just something that I've come to do.
That just strikes me as integrity.
Oh, I didn't think of it like that.
That's what I get from it. And that thing of like doing what you say you're going to do as well. If you say it, then like, I don't know about your child, but my youngest especially, if you say we are going to go to, I don't know, to the park at 3:00, you best believe that at 5 to 3,
do they wash up
he's
when they're supposed to wash up? Do they tidy their... That's a whole nother... I didn't hear you. But you remember what I said last week?
Yeah, or 3 years ago.
Yes.
It's true. I agree. I am going to wrap this up. I am so grateful for you, Paige. I thank you so much. I've loved our conversation. I'm looking forward to listening back and just being able to kind of take in some of the things that you've shared. I really hope that this has been a blessing to you, and I just appreciate you watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and come and celebrate 5 years of Purpose Personified with us on the 13th of June. Looking forward to seeing you. Take care. God bless.